Hello everybody, what's going on? Jerome here, and welcome to an awesome video about a brand new game mode called Siege World. If you haven't heard about this yet, it's a server that Mitch and I have been hearing a ton about from not only you guys, but also streamers and people that make videos out there in the world. Like, I think Nooch was one of the first people that told me about it. It's really awesome. It's called Siege World, and I wanted to give it a go and show you guys exactly how to get started off in the game, collect your resources, and how to build a house extremely quickly. Now, Mitch and I decided to do side-by-side series, if you will, because we don't really know if we're going to do it on YouTube or if we're going to stream it on Twitch, but we're going to be facing off against each other nonetheless in the dark versus light side. He chose the dark team, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose the light kingdom over here. So if you want to join me in the fight against Mitch and the evilness, then you just go over to that portal, type in yes, and boom, here we are in the light kingdom. So, it's really awesome. Comes with a custom resource pack and custom sounds as well, which is always fun. And we're going to get ready and get into this thing. So, first things first, let me show you guys how to collect your starting gear. The way it works is you go over here and you get your welcome gear, which comes with full leather armor that's even dyed to your kingdom. You get wood sword, wooden axe, you get some steak and torches as well. So, pretty much you get everything that'll help you start off, and you unlock a few different warps, which I'll explain in just a moment. But once again, everybody, this video's goal is to kind of show you guys a little bit about how the game works, and more or less just show you how to get a house super quickly. That way, if you want to join me when I live stream the series, you guys don't have any trouble at all with that, and you guys can keep on, just keep it on. I don't know. I mean, literally, just that you can keep on joining the series and doing great things. So, pretty much, right at the start, we have that, and then from there, we have 3 explanations to the top of the kingdom manager, or the king himself. You get your command references, which has, I mean, they're really easy to remember. It's like /cell, kingdom, all that, blah, blah, blah. They're really easy. You'll kind of come to know those things soon enough. Next up, we have, right here, this thing that tells you what stage each of them's in. So right now, it goes between peace and war, and we're in peace phase. In peace phase, you just collect resources, and you battle it out in the war zone for different events that'll help you get items, as well as collect resources quicker, and I'll explain that in just a second. Then, of course, there's war, which you'll have to go all the way to the enemy land and kill their core, and take out their kingdom's walls to get through. So pretty much, it goes, there's about 6 days or so of building and collecting resources, and then one final battle at the end where I get to destroy Mitch and his dark minions. And then finally, we have resources. We have treasure, which is just ores that you sell to the market. There's timber, which is just wood that you sell to the market. There's essence, which is the same thing as experience orbs. So you could either get yourself an essence farm in your house, essence farms in the war zone, or you can collect them from slime around the kingdom, or even killing mobs as well. There's really tons of ways to get essence, so just keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys all the different ways to get each and every resource. And then from there, we have different types of hats, trophies, which are essentially achievements, like complete your first parkour challenge, which is one of the events in the war zone that you have to do. There's tons more as well, so you just got to stay active on the server and you get all those. And then finally, to purchase a home, which is our end goal of the video today, we need 100 essence, 1000 timber, and 2500 treasure. So I decided I'm going to start off and show you guys exactly the easiest way to get yourself some timber. So pretty much right off the bat, the easiest way to get timber is teleporting or /warping out into the dreaded wilderness. That's right, everybody. So we're gonna go all the way out to the wilderness, head out there, and we're gonna do this for a couple reasons. And the reason why we're gonna get timber first is because without timber, without getting something as simple as sticks, when you go ahead to head back to the mainland to get yourself your ores, you're not even gonna have stone tools, which is kind of not okay. You need stone tools. You know, wood tools, as great as they seem, they're not, and I'm not even pretending. They are absolutely awful. So you want to prioritize getting yourself the stone tools so you can keep on getting better and better tools over time. Now, unfortunately, they just added a patch that you can't have iron axes or diamond axes, so you can't craft those anymore. You can only craft stone is the best. So if you're collecting wood, unfortunately, you are tapped out at that point in time. So that's just the way it goes. So what I would suggest doing is digging down straight here once again, and at least getting yourself that stone hatchet. Once again, even if you get the iron or the diamond for it, it literally won't let you craft it. It's like a new update that just came out. The reason being is because in order to get weapons, you have to get them from the blacksmith in your house. You can't craft like a diamond sword, or you can't craft diamond armor. The only way to do it is to get them from the blacksmith in your house, and you have to buy that room, you have to upgrade them, and it takes a while. So in order to counteract the fact that people are making diamond axes super quickly, they just got rid of them. So it's no longer a thing. So collect yourself at least like 8-ish, I would say, cobblestone. It should be enough to make yourself a set of stone tools. And then from there, we can just go and make a stone hatchet. So the best hatchet we can possibly have. And of course, a stone pickaxe. The only way to get better is by going to the war chest and actually purchasing war chest keys, or from the war zone, doing different daily events and collecting them that way. So pretty much, I would just suggest to collect wood, coming over here and just chopping down trees, as many as possible, and of course, going as far out as you can, because around this area, as you can already tell, most of the trees have been cut down. People have built houses around here. It's really not the most efficient way to do it, so I would suggest going deep out there and finding yourself a tropical rainforest to collect yourself some timber. Now, once you get yourself enough timber, you can do /sell, and then you can basically see the value of everything in here. So logs go for 10 timber each, and then we have all the different ingots that I'll get into once we get into the mining section. So all you have to do is copy and paste the oak wood up there, press E, and then boom, look, we even got a trophy for merchant, which means we did our first sale in the game. We got 170 timber for it. Now, this is the quickest way to get timber. There really isn't, I mean, it's between this and the war zone, but here is what I would call the least efficient way to get timber. This is literally if, for whatever reason, you're afraid to go to the war zone, you keep dying, you can't find any good wood deposits, you're really just at your end's wit, then the other way to get yourself some added timber in a very bad way is to break dead bushes around your kingdom. Once again, it's really not recommended, and if you do /SB for, you know, your little scoreboard on the side, and you do player, so sidebar, player, see that? It'll let you know how much you get for it. You get 10 this way, but it's just not recommended because it takes a while to spawn in. Unless you can get over here to this dead bush farm, then this is the only quick way. The problem is, most of the time, you're going to have a lot of people in the server that are going to be competing with you for the resources. So because of the fact that when you're within your kingdom, they take a while to regenerate like that, and because everyone is going to be sitting here spamming it and waiting to get resources, it's not really worth it. But if you can get online at a point and no one's collecting timber, then this is definitely the spot. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. So pretty much it all depends. You have to be aware of your surroundings. If no one's online, get the dead bushes from the kingdom. If people are online and it's just really busy and everyone's over here, just go out into the wilderness and get it that way. And then finally, the other way that you can actually collect yourself some good old-fashioned woodaroonie is by going into the dreaded war zone. So when you teleport to the war zone, it'll put you into an outpost that is very close by the war zone, and you can go ahead, run out there, and get ready, because this is where you can actually PvP against the Light Kingdom if you're on my team, or sorry, against the Dark Kingdom if you're on my team. You know, if you're the Light Kingdom, if you're the good guys, this is where you can kill all the evil bad guys. And of course, throughout the landscape here, there are destroyed houses. It looks really cool, and they prepare you for different types of random events. So sometimes in that destroyed house, there'll be netherrack all around, and that means a meteor landed, and you can run in there and just go to a chest that was dropped from the meteor itself. That's one type of event. Another type of event is, of course, doing parkour kind of contests, and those are always fun as well. Now, all around the war zone, you're going to notice different types of capture points, and the purpose of these capture points is actually to, but the point of this is actually so that when you capture these, you get a certain amount of resource for every single minute or second that you're in there. So, if you go ahead and you collect yourself, for instance, the treasure capture point, every time you stand within its goals, everyone in your kingdom that's in that area gets resources for it. If you get the timber one, you'll get wood for it, and of course, then there's the essence one as well. We're going to be taking a look and trying to find the timber one for us, and when you take it over, which is very difficult to do, you better run in there with a good solid squad of people. Get your friends online and rush in there, because it's not going to be easy. People are going to be contesting you for it, because once again, this is like the quickest way to collect resources. Alright everybody, so we found one of the wood control points. These are the coordinates for it. We got -154 and 69, -46 if you want to try and take that in the war zone. Now once again, while you're taking this zone, it takes a while to capture, so I'm going to cut the video while I'm doing that. But pretty much, once I capture this, it'll give us a certain amount of timber per second, depending on how long we've been there for. So for instance, at the start of when we've been there, it might give us 3, 4, 5 timber a second. But then after we've been there for close to, let's say, 20-30 minutes, it'll cut down and only give you like 1 timber a second, just so it's not too overpowered and people can't AFK there forever. Now the key here though is if you decide to AFK, make sure you have friends with you, because otherwise they're gonna kill you. You have no way to defend yourself, obviously, if you're offline, and then they can just take the control point, and that really hurts your kingdom if they're not getting that constant influx of resources. So grab a bunch of friends, hop on over to the treasure control point, or the timber control point, or even the essence control point, and collect it that way, and I'll be right back as soon as we capture this. Alright, so the control point has been captured. This right here is the lumber mill, and as you can tell, we're getting plus 25 timber a second. So remember when I said that this is the quickest way to get timber as long as you can defend yourself at this point? This is definitely the quickest way to get timber. So pretty much, if you can manage to take over this control point and fight off all the bad guys around you, then this is the most efficient way to collect yourself some timber. So once again, just to recap, it goes: capturing the control point for timber is the easiest way to get it. The second easiest way to get it is by going into your kingdom itself and collecting dead bushes if there aren't a lot of people online. If multiple people are doing it, then it is probably the least efficient way possible. And then the third way, which isn't that bad at all, is literally just going into the wilderness using your /warp and collecting timber that way. But that's how you're going to collect timber. We only needed 1,000 timber if we wanted to go ahead and unlock the house. So we have plenty of timber now. We can go leave and we can go on to the next part of the tutorial, which is collecting enough treasure to get your house super easy. Alright, so the one way to mine that I would just never recommend, just because I just don't believe it's that efficient at getting them, is, of course, you can teleport into the wilderness using your /warp, and you can end up out here and collect resources the old-fashioned way. I personally don't think it's that efficient, just because why would you do that when you have a constant stream and supply of resources at your kingdom that even regenerate over time? But you're more than welcome to do this. And once again, if you want to take a look at the values of treasure, it's really easy. You just go to /sell, and then boom, we have iron ingots go for 5 each, gold for 25, diamond for 100, emerald for 500, redstone for 5, coal for 3, and lapis lazuli for 5 as well. So we can sell the coal right here, boom, and we get 18 treasure. So if you want, you can keep on mining that way, or you can use my handy dandy, very recommended method. So first off, the way I'd recommend it is probably not even the market so much. I would just teleport and go straight to the kingdom entrance. So if you want to follow along with my method, teleport out, head to the kingdom entrance, boom shakalaka, here we are, and don't bother with the ores right around here. They're usually going to have a ton of people mining them. The only ones that I would get are the iron ores, just so that you can get yourself an iron pickaxe super quick. So go ahead, collect that, iron ingot, iron ingot, iron ingot, perfect. And then, of course, after that, I wouldn't even recommend sticking around here, except for maybe getting the emerald right there. What I would recommend doing, however, is running over in this direction. If you head over here, there aren't as many good ores like emerald, but keep in mind, the emerald ones take forever to respawn, and they're always taken. They're always taken. You're never... I mean, realistically, it's going to be very difficult for you to get your hands on emerald ones. So what I'd recommend is coming over to this area of the world, because it has so much gold, and even some diamond as well. Diamond takes a lot less time to regenerate. So if you come over here, you can get yourself in one little swipe, if you will. You get 3 gold, 5 gold total, 6 gold, where is it, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 gold and just about close to 6 or 7 diamond. We have 6 diamond there already, so 6 diamond. So, as you can tell, I think this method, staying over here, is good. But believe me, if you can find emerald at the entrance, be my guest. That's actually the best way to do it. I mean, I can't even argue with that. So, if you can manage to get your hands on emerald, then that's worth it. And look, even in here, this little tent, if you look at the ceilings, there's gold everywhere for you to collect. So, you just go ahead, collect that. The only way to get emerald, though, in this is to actually build a diamond pickaxe. So, what you want to do as well, if you are inclined to get yourself the emerald, is collect the diamonds, just like that, and instead of selling off your first 3 that you get, it's recommended you just build it into a pickaxe. That right there is pretty much the only way you're going to get it. So once again, in a clean sweep, I would just collect all the gold, go around in a circle, and by the time you get back over here, the gold's already going to have regenerated, so you can do it that way. There we go, we got diamond, diamond. Keep in mind, diamond sells for a lot as well, so we'll collect the gold, and diamond, diamond, and... perfect. So we got all of that diamond now that we can run with. I'm going to bring it back over here. We can make the diamond pickaxe, and we can sell off a good amount of it anyway, as is. But keep in mind, emerald is definitely still the most valuable. It's like 500 coins for each. I mean, you can't even argue with that logic. So there we go. Diamond pickaxe. Check. And now we can go ahead and collect the emerald if somehow it's still available and no one takes it in the meantime. So we can go over here, collect 1 emerald, and you kind of get the point from here. After you collect all your resources, the same way as anything else, just like I showed you guys with the coal, you just type in /sell, and you are good to go. Emerald as well spawns at a natural rate in the overworld, so if you know of any good techniques to find emerald, like just mining deep down, you know, or like going out and finding abandoned mine shafts, you can do that if you want, and that's definitely a valid way to get yourself some emerald, but otherwise it's going to take just quite a bit of time. So there we go. Luckily no one's on right now because they're doing a little maintenance update, but you can go over here, you can /sell, you can go 5 treasure, you get some diamonds in there, and boom shakalaka, we now have enough treasure to go ahead and get ourselves a house. But keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys how to get the control point in just a second. Alright everybody, so next up on the list is the treasure control point. This right here is the quickest way to get treasure in the game. It's the same as the timber control point, as you may remember. It's really easy. Just walk over to it, try and claim it. It takes quite some time to claim it, and then the same way that the timber control point works is the longer that you take to, the longer that you stay around this area, the less and less treasure you're going to get over time, over the course of an hour or so. But of course, in the meantime, it is definitely the quickest way to go ahead and get yourself some treasure. So if you press F3, you can take a look. The coordinates are -205, 66, and then 359. That right there will get you to the treasure control point. Bring a few friends here to defend it from the evil dark side if you're joining me on the light team. And of course, stay back, relax, and I will show you guys exactly how many resources this gives you per second. Alright, so we just captured the treasure control point. As you can see, you get 5 treasure per second, which is the equivalent of you actually getting 1 iron ore every single second that goes by. So you could sit here, defend it with your friends, and try and cash out this way. In my opinion, this is kind of tied-ish with getting treasure the quickest way possible. My method, I think, that does it best is definitely the marketplace one, but some people like to go mining underneath in the regular world too. Either way, any of these techniques work. Treasure's a little different than the rest of them. The only one I wouldn't suggest is personally, I think mining in the overworld isn't that good of a method, except for when the treasure marketplace is just completely flooded with players. Besides that scenario, really, realistically, this is the quickest way to do it. Alright everybody, so essence is the trickiest one of all to get. It is definitely the most difficult to come by, and for that reason, it's also held as the most valuable, so you don't need a lot of it. But if you're looking for a very easy way to go ahead and get yourself some essence, I would highly suggest teleporting over using /warp to the marketplace, and then little known fact, if you go around the marketplace and you find slime blocks like that, usually hidden in lampposts, they'll actually give you XP for it. So every time you break one of those, you're good XP or essence for it, and if you take a look, we have 57 now. We break one of those, we have 61. So it's pretty slow, but keep in mind, once again, essence is not really, it's like, you know, it's very valuable. Like 61 or 67 essence is actually a good amount. We only need 100 to get a house, to put that in perspective of every other resource that we've gotten. Now, of course, there are other ways to get it as well. The one that I wouldn't recommend is fighting mobs. It just takes forever to fight mobs, or even find enough mobs. If you see a mob, kill them. You'll get XP that way, but definitely not a good way to grind to get your house started off. I would just recommend doing this. Or if you want and you feel like you're ready and bold enough and strong enough, then head over to the war zone. I'll show you guys how to take the control point. It's the same as taking the treasure and timber one, but if you get that, you get 1 essence per second, which is pretty dang good. So I'll show you guys how to do that, but apart from that, that's pretty much the only ways to get yourself some essence. So I'd recommend doing one of these 2 ways. Not even, honestly, when you're first buying your house, I wouldn't even recommend going to the war zone because you probably don't have good resources. I would just break slime blocks to get it. So this is one of the essence mines that I was telling you about. As you can tell, being I'm the only one capturing it, it does take a little while. So I'm going to, of course, cut this out real quickly. But pretty much once you find an essence point, the more people you have standing on it, the quicker you can claim it. And then once it's claimed, it'll give you 1 essence per second that you're in here for all your players. So if you're looking for a fast way to get essence that is literally endless, take over the essence point in the war zone, sit on top of it, and just keep on collecting. That's really it. It's that simple, believe it or not, and that's it. So I'll cut to it once we actually get the war zone point. All right, everybody. So basically right there, what we just saw was that we captured the essence point. And as you can tell on the right side of the screen, I'm getting 1 essence per second there. So pretty much as long as I stay in this zone, I get 101 essence per second. You can literally AFK here, although you're probably going to die if you do that, but it's still something you can do. So let's say you have a group of 5 friends. You're like, hey guys, can we just wait here for 1 minute? I gotta go to the bathroom. Come back from the bathroom and you'll have a couple hundred essence, literally from standing here. So that's why these are highly contested points in the war zone. Everybody wants them, but of course, not everybody can have them. So make sure you claim them quickly for your team, and that's a good, efficient way to get essence if you don't want to do it the old-fashioned way by killing monsters and by going to your kingdom and collecting slime. Alright, so once you have all the resources, you can go and talk to the first friend that we talked to, the King of Light, if you're joining me on the Light team. And of course, you can go ahead and just purchase your own home straight from him. So it's going to ask you to type in a command there, 65413, and then boom, we got a bed. We have a bed, and if you want to place that down, you can just do /warp, and you can head out into the wilderness, and once you're within the wilderness, you're able to plant down your home wherever you want. You can put it in a strategic location so it can't be raided as easily. You can put it down just close to your kingdom, which I usually like to do. I usually just kind of put it anywhere randomly. Oops, actually, I dropped my home. I dropped my trusty home, and then, of course, we can just plant it down, and ooh, look at that. Look at that. We can put it right next to this person's home, who apparently has been working very, very hard. They have stone walls. Listen, they have like every single room in the house. This person's been working really hard. Our home is not going to look anything like that to start, but I'm going to put it next to them. So there we go. You just sneak and right click, and then once you place it on the ground, it'll start to construct itself. It's that easy, and it really is that easy and simple to do. And that right there, everybody, is how you collect your house easily in Siege World. It'll take a little bit of time, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to do, but it's well worth it, because once you do that, you can actually build rooms in your house that'll collect resources for you, even when you're offline. And I'll explain all of those at a later date. I want to just do the basic tutorial video for today to get people started off if they want to join me in the Light Kingdom against Mitch. But yeah, so I just want to do this little tutorial video. We'll be back soon enough with another tutorial video on how the houses work, how we can collect resources from them, and just basically, there'll be more tutorials to come. But as you can tell, the houses self-construct themselves. It's really cool. So I'm just gonna kind of let this thing start to build as we fade out. But remember, if you guys enjoyed, there's a link in the description of where you can come play. Check out the server website as well. It's an awesome server. It's a lot of fun. And the reason that no one's on right now really with me at this point in time is because they're doing a little maintenance, but they were nice enough to let me on the server just to kind of look around, build, and make this tutorial video for you all. So that's pretty much it, everybody. I want to thank you all once again. Hope you all enjoyed, and be sure to get a house of your own. And join me on Light Team against Mitch, because Light versus Dark, we gotta win. We gotta win, everybody. He's evil. He's evil, I tell you. Take care.